the magical mind of the Negro. I'm on YouTube live right now. I'm live on YouTube right now. um, let me get to my videos. Get some folks a chance to get over here. I wonder if they have the right. Oh, here it goes right here. Here we go. So, I was sent this. I was sent this video of this young lady, and she was talking for about 14 minutes. What's up, y'all? What's up, everybody? And she's going on for 14 minutes. And a friend of mine says that, Black people suffer from magical thinking, where Black people live in this sort of fantasy type of world where it's not really reality, because the average thoughts that Black folks have don't really center around what actually is, but it centers around what they believe things to be. But I was sent this video of this young lady talking, and I just want to get into it because it's crazy. Now, let me just get into it, man. You all can't see. Yeah, the YouTube is open. I'm on there right now, so it should be up. You all should be able to come onto YouTube. I see folks in here right now. You all should be able to come on. There's folks in here right now. My YouTube page is He Is Blanchard. But anyway, let me get started, man. Here we go.
Peace to all my gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Okay. I'm ready to get into it because it seemed like these other races, like the Caucasoids, the Mexicans, the Arabs, the Dravidians, and Asians, don't know that we are the Aboriginals and we really run this shit. This is our shit. But y'all just get on my nerves so bad. I'm ready.
Let me start this over real quick. So listen to what she says in this opening.
Peace to all my gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Okay. I'm ready to get into it because it seemed like these other races, like the Caucasoids, the Mexicans, the Arabs, the Dravidians.
Hold on one second. Instagram, hold on one second. Okay, the live should be on now. I just put it on Wi-Fi, so it should be on in Instagram. The live should be on. But let's continue. Let's go.
Peace to all my gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Okay. I'm ready to get into it because it seemed like these other races, like the Caucasoids, the Mexicans, the Arabs, the Dravidians, and Asians, don't know that we are the Aboriginals and we really run this shit. This is our shit. But y'all just get on my nerves so bad.
So now think about this now. She said that we run this, whatever this is. And I always ask these people, if what you are saying is true, then why are you all saying that you're oppressed? y'all are telling me that you run everything. You're the gods and goddesses. You made it the cosmos, the ether, melanin, all these great attributes and great powers. But yet you all are still saying you're oppressed by white people. So I'm just trying to figure out, how is this possible? I've never heard a superhero say they were oppressed. You never heard of Batman isn't even a superhero. He's never even said it. He's actually a regular person. You've never heard a superhero say they're oppressed. So I'm trying to figure out how black people with all this melanin and all these powers are oppressed by white people who are inferior. Let's continue.
I'm ready to start this video. Let me see. First of all, our teeth are shorter than yours are. Y'all teeth is longer and wider. Your canines are longer than our canines, and that's because you have animal genetics. And we don't.
Now, this girl just said our teeth are shorter, but she got a mouthful of veneers. Now think about, you have the God teeth in your mouth, and you get rid of the God teeth to get the white man's teeth. She got a mouthful of veneers. You know, when black folks get veneers, they're always too big for their mouth. I don't know where black folks get their veneers from. When white people get veneers, they look normal. When black folks get veneers, they're just huge. I don't know if it's the price thing. I don't know what it is. But when black folks get veneers, it's too big for their mouth every time. But she said that white people have longer teeth, but she's telling you this as she's covered her teeth up with veneers, the white man's veneers. But let's continue.
The hydrochloric acid that's in your stomach is hotter than ours. You also produce an enzyme in your mouth called emulating amylose and trypsins. Okay? You can break down proteins in meats, and our stomachs can't. We can't break down proteins in meats.
Do you hear what this girl just said? Do you hear what this girl just said? She just said that white people can break down proteins in meat and black people can't. Do you know how many black people live off of eating meat? I don't, again, the title of this is The Magical Mind of the Negro. This girl just said that black people can't break down protein in meat, but white people can. But let's continue. And keep in mind, she has on a Tiffany necklace. So she has on the white man's, so she has the white man's teeth in her mouth, and she has the white man's jewelry on. I'm looking at what I see. So the white man's veneers and the white man's jewelry. Let's continue.
Because of the pepsid and hydrochloric acid that doesn't get hot enough to break down these meats. Okay? We don't have to eat meat. We got our direct energy and food from the sun. Okay? Secondly, your digestive system, where you digest shit, goes through something called putrefaction. Ours can't. Ours go through something called fermentation. A lot of y'all grow tails from y'all animal genetics. Your fur grows towards the ground. Ours spirals up. It spirals or curls up and grows towards the sun.
What's funny is, first of all, she got face tattoos. Let me tell you something. If a person gets a face tattoo, they don't care about life. A person that gets a face tattoo is chaotic, emotionally unstable, whatever you want to call it. She has face tattoos. Now, she got her beautiful melanin, but she decides to cover up her melanin with ink from the white man. So let me get this straight. You got better teeth than the white man, but you got the white man's teeth. You got your own crystals and onks and all that copper stuff y'all be wearing, but you got on Tiffany's necklace. And you cover up your beautiful melanin with tattoos, the white man's ink. This is the magical thinking of the Negro, just the magical mind. None of this stuff she's saying makes sense. And it doesn't make sense based on her appearance. If she really believed what she was saying, then she would have her own teeth in her mouth. She wouldn't have Tiffany necklace on, and her skin wouldn't be covered up with tattoos. And not her face. Let's continue.
And like a plant. Because, you know, we are plant-based, right? And you weren't.
And let me say this. I went to her page. I forgot her name right now, but I went to her page and no, she ain't wearing her real hair. I didn't even get to that. I went to her page. She had on designer. She had on designer clothes. She had on Christian Dior's. She had on the white man's clothes, the white man's Mercedes, the Indian's hair over in India. Everything of another race she got on her body. And I believe she got that BBL too. I'm just saying. She said she didn't get it, but I looked at it. I think she got a BBL. So she got the white man's butt too. So you mean to tell me you got the white man's teeth, the white man's butt, the white man's stomach, the white man's ink, the white man's jewelry, the white man's hair, or the Indian's hair. Let's continue.
Derived from nature. So that means that you are not innate. Okay? We have a high melanin content inside of our melanin, which is called eumelanin and carbon and neuromelanin, which actually comes from the stars. That,
you know what's funny? You wonder, I looked at the other day. I said, the Holy Spirit said, look up the months that they pick cotton. This is going to seem random, but it's not. It said, look up the months that they pick cotton. And lo and behold, the cotton is harvested in late September or early October, right? But you can harvest cotton 3 or 4 times a year, right? But I looked at the time period and I said, well, when is the cotton actually harvested? Because you got to put it in the ground, right? And it has to have time to grow. So when is the cotton actually harvested? So the cotton is planted between like March and June each year, right? Let's just say March and June. And it literally takes 150 to 200 days for the cotton to mature. Think about this. So you plant the cotton and it takes about 150 to 200 days for the cotton to mature. We're talking about, so most of the year, the cotton is maturing, right? But you got to plant the cotton. You only actually picking the cotton for 1 to 2 months. So my question is, out of a 12-month year, how often were the slaves actually picking cotton? Just based on how long it takes for the cotton to sit there and when they actually pick the cotton, my question is, how often were the slaves actually picking cotton? And so then you think about, well, if a woman was pregnant, right, she can't really be out there picking cotton. And if she has a child that's young, she has to tend to the child. So the child can't just hop up out the womb and start picking cotton. So it's going to take time for the child to be able to get out there and work. So I'm just putting out factors. There's a lot of time where the slaves wasn't actually picking cotton. But I want to go back to the reading. And they didn't want the slaves to read. And I'm here to tell you right now, I really don't want black folks to read. Because when black people read, this is the kind of stuff that happens. It's not good. The more black folks have learned through education, the worse off they've gotten. The more black people read, the worse off they get. Because the problem is that they don't understand any context. So that means what they're reading is going to trick them and deceive them. This girl just said, we got better teeth, we got better skin, we have more melanin, we're derived from the plants, we're derived from the stars. All of this stuff, she said, to make black people the greatest things on the planet, but black folks are crying about being oppressed. Let's continue. But if we look at the cotton, though, it takes 150 days to 200 days for that cotton to mature to be picked. It's just what it is. So, because you all know when you have a farm, y'all plant a harvest, and it takes time. It's seed time and harvest. So you got to plant something, you got to tend to it. Then when it matures, you can pick it. So it wasn't just, they make you believe it was just cotton. It wasn't no cotton being picked in the wintertime. How about that? So out of a 12-month year, the slaves wasn't picking cotton all year round. So that means there had to be some times they wasn't picking. So what was they doing? If the slaves weren't picking cotton, what were they doing? Because they told you all that all slaves did was pick cotton and sing song. Let's continue.
That's why they've been trying to study chemistry, which is the study of all matter. Because we are dark matter energy beings, okay? We also have something called selenium.
LeChat said, well, Blanche, they tended to the shots, chopped the cotton, and pregnant women did continue to pick cotton, but I get your point. So my question is, do you believe that a pregnant woman, let's say she's 6 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant, 8 months pregnant, 9 months pregnant, can work 16 hours a day? The answer is no. And this is this magical thinking because they make you believe that the slave was superhuman. A woman being pregnant is a woman being pregnant. That means the baby is kicking, the baby is moving, the baby is sitting on organs. She's very uncomfortable. She wasn't out there picking no cotton, and she wasn't picking the cotton effectively. She wasn't bringing in her usual bags, bushels and bags full. But this is the magical thinking, though. They make you believe the women was walking around 9 months pregnant, bending over, picking cotton. It wasn't happening. They've given us a narrative of slavery that actually isn't realistic. They make you believe they was just beating slaves and slaves was working. They was able to beat the slave like a dog, and then the slave hop up and get to work in the next day. That's not how that works. Those whippings put you out of commission. So even to whoop a slave was going to cost you money. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. But again, the magical thinking is that slaves were superhuman. So they make you believe that a woman was picking cotton. She had her baby in one arm and she was picking cotton with the other hand. And if any of y'all ever pick cotton, you know you got to pick cotton very strategically because you'll prick your finger. It ain't just grab and go. Is you gotta grab it, so it's not just no. It's a tedious process of picking cotton. But they want to make you believe that she was breastfeeding a baby in the hot sun and picking cotton. It didn't know. No. We don't believe it. We don't believe it. Y'all can't do it now. Y'all got better medicine now. Y'all have better health now. You have better health now, better medicine now, better shoes, better workouts. You all know about all kind of things about the. I can let you all work out and train, and I guarantee y'all couldn't pick cotton. How they say they pick cotton in this modern era, y'all couldn't do it. I guarantee. Now, somebody said that broad brushing all of this is dangerous. These people told you that they went to Africa, put some folks on a slave ship, had to travel for 3 months, and they had enough food and water. Think about this now. They told y'all they put some folks on a slave ship and they had 3 months worth of water. They had enough food that wouldn't spoil to feed the slaves and the crew. Do y'all believe it? Does it sound feasible? It doesn't. It doesn't sound feasible. It doesn't make sense. They want you to believe that the slave ships had refrigerators on them. They want you to believe that the slave ship was able to convert salt water into drinking water. Didn't happen. Sorry. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
You have a low melanin content inside of your melanin. You also have something called ammonia. Okay?
Hold on. Now I got somebody saying there was no food. Again, this is magical thinking. This is magical thinking that the slaves were on a slave ship with no food for 3 months and the slaves lived. This is magical thinking. It defies all logic and reasoning. If there wasn't any food on the slave ship, everybody dies. So when the slave ship pulls up to a port, it's a bunch of skeletons. Anybody seen Lord of the Rings, Return of the King? When the king went to get all them fallen, that dead army, and they came to the port, and all them dead kings and armies came and wiped them gargoyles out. That's what it would be. So again, common sense should tell you that having 3 months worth of food isn't even present on a ship today. They don't have 3 months of food and water on a ship today. You go on a cruise ship and let that thing set out to sea. Before you come back, let's say you're out there for about a month, the food and water is going to be gone in a month. You talking about 3 months? Stop. But again, this is magical thinking. So we've been taught to think this way. You got to be taught to think irrationally. You got to be taught to think that the slaves came off a slave ship, malnourished, weak, sick, could barely stand up, and somebody's waiting at the port to pay top dollar. Just imagine you done paid for 10 slaves and they come off a ship and they can't work because they too malnourished and they sick. Would you want your money back? Of course you would. Of course you want your money back. So clearly, the slaves couldn't have been getting off the slave ship malnourished and weak when nobody paid for them. But guess what? You don't even venture down that road because magical thinking. The slaves didn't eat for 3 months and they still kept their muscle mass. It's actually insanity. It's just insane. Let's continue.
Yeah. We also have something called selenium. You have a low melanin content inside of your melanin. You also have something called ammonia. Okay? Yeah, ammonia. You also have sulfur, a high concentrate of it. Yeah. The concentration of the amount of sulfur that you have is ridiculous, okay? That's why when you get hot, you actually get cooler. Or if it's colder outside, you actually get warmer or hot. That's why when you see those other races, you know, in the middle of the fucking winter, it's 11 degrees outside, and you have on some shit that looks like this running around. That's because you get hotter as it gets colder, okay?
You get hotter as it gets colder. Just think about the insanity of what this woman is saying. And yes, her teeth are fake. She said that white people have longer teeth and longer canines because white people are part animal. But yet she took the God-given teeth and she put the white man's teeth in her mouth. It doesn't make any sense. And again, what you'll find is that these people don't actually have to follow what they say because black culture says you don't have to say what you mean and mean what you say. You just got to say what sounds good. So this woman is telling you all how great it is to be black, but yet she's altered everything on her body. Her skin, her teeth, I believe her butt. Yes, I believe her butt. Let's continue.
These are all facts. I'm just trying to make it easier for you to understand who and what you are, okay? So when you are hot and you get around water, it changes the sulfur mixed with the ammonia and gives off this actual canine smell. That's why they say y'all smell like wet dogs and stuff. Okay? RH factor. Yeah. RH factor. Most of y'all have the RH factor. Rhesus monkey blood. Everything that I'm stating has been scientifically proven. I'm not just saying this to pick on y'all. I'm not just saying this to make y'all feel some type of way. But the whole fucking country, the government, the elites, the draconians, the reptilians, the Pleiadians, the Nordics, all these fuckers know that we are gods and goddesses because we carry the 9-ether genetics. And you, my friends, are 6-ether genetic beings.
Now, and so what happens is that for black people to think something is true, they have to see something, just one example of something. So one person says in here, I don't know, but I used to work with a teacher who used to wear a slip skirt and tank top to work in the middle of winter in New York. She would open the windows and freeze out the whole class. She was from Croatia. See, so because this person, and I believe the story is probably embellished, but because this person experienced this person gonna believe what she's saying. And this is why the magical thinking is dangerous because black folks don't actually need any proof from this stuff. It just have to sound good. Anything that makes black folks look good in front of white people, black people accept it. Now, I know in Croatia, they wear jackets. In Croatia, they wear jackets because it gets cold. They wear fur and jackets in Croatia. If you Google right now, winter in Croatia, everybody's covered up. So again, what this person is saying doesn't make any sense. But guess what? It doesn't have to because it's black culture. You have to get your mind out of magical thinking. What you're saying isn't reality. People in Croatia wear winter clothes. It's just simple. It's simple. So if you go around the world and go to every country that has an actual winter, everybody is covered up. And in most of the cold places, that's where the white people are, or the Caucasians, as she said, the Caucasoids. So again, get your mind out of magical thinking. Let's continue.
Okay. We don't have animal DNA. We don't. You guys do. You have 2% plant. You have maybe 5% fruit fly. Your skin was grafted from pig's skin. You actually have fur from dogs and lemurs, which makes up about 98-99% of the reason why you smell like and your hair is like these animals. But we don't have animal genetics. Me as a female, I have the mitochondrial DNA and DNA. We don't. You guys do. You have 2% plant. You have maybe 5% fruit fly. Your skin was grafted from pig's skin. You actually have fur from dogs and lemurs, which makes up about 98-99% of the reason why you smell like and your hair is like these animals. But we don't.
So let me get this straight. Now, this girl said that white people are made up of 2% plant, 5% fruit fly, pig skin, fur from 95, the other 95%, she said, well, I should say 93%, is fur from dogs and lemurs. Could you imagine if white people got on a platform, Instagram, YouTube, middle of the street, and said that black people were this percentage of these animals? Black people would go insane and go berserk. This is also black privilege. This is also black privilege. To be able to speak like this on any platform is black privilege. White people can't talk like this. A white person can't get on social media and just say, we're better than black people. Our skin is better. Our teeth are better. Our hair is better. And they can't do it. This girl has been ranting and raving about how great black people are, but she got the white man's teeth in her mouth. She got the white man's BBL. She got the white man's Tiffany necklace, and she got the white man's tattoos all over her body. Her whole appearance is what the white man created. Let's continue.
Don't have animal genetics. Me as a female, I have the mitochondrial DNA and the Eve DNA. Well, I'm going to say DEA because we don't have DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. We have deoxyetheric acid because we come from the ether, and this is ether. So when we get hot on the inside, this shit pushes out of our scalp, hitting the sun, which is turning it black from the dark matter. Huh?
And you know what's crazy, right? Like think about it. Her mind believes this. And listen to what I'm saying. This girl could get on a podium somewhere and speak to the United States. Most black people would agree with her. Most black folks gonna agree with this girl right here. They're gonna agree with her. They're gonna agree with her. Everything she's saying is pure BS. If y'all were as special as she said you all were, you all would not be hollering about you oppressed. Y'all was crying about Trump. Y'all were just crying about Trump sending out a tweet. And y'all are the etheric beings. Y'all are made from the same stuff as the universe, the stars, and the planets. Y'all was scared of Trump, but you're telling me you're also a god and a goddess. Y'all are scared of the police, but you're also a god and a goddess. And you love yourself so much that you alter your appearance to look like who? Oh, yes. Now I know for a fact, you're right, Tori. She's had listen, multiple abortions, baby daddies, toxic relationships. She fits all this talk sounds good, but them face tattoos tell me everything. Them face tattoos tell me everything. Let's continue.
Y'all don't have the 9 ether genetics because you did not derive from nature. You are not innate. Y'all don't give a fuck about nature. Y'all cutting down trees. Y'all building houses. Y'all stealing all of Mother Gaia's oil, which is her blood. Fuel. All of this shit. Pollution is creating the global the global warming shit. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. The melting of the ice caps, all that shit like that. Yeah.
Now, what's funny is this is what's funny. She don't even know that climate change ain't even real. Like she doesn't even know that. So think about this now, right? Only the liberals talk about climate change like this. Fake news, right? Climate change ain't real. Global warming, all this stuff has been proven it ain't real. It's a hoax to get y'all to give your rights up in the future. But she believes it. This is what I mean by magical thinking. She's picking and choosing what she's going to believe. She believes in the ether, then she also believes in climate change. This is why it's so dangerous when Black people learn something. Because most of the time what Black folks learn is foolishness. Because Black culture says learn something foolish. Black culture don't say get a trade, get a skill set. Black culture says find a way to prove you're better than white people. Let's continue.
Now we are actually the true beings of completion because we have 9 ethers. And again, you have 6 ethers.
So, one more thing. Now, think about this, you all. This girl is wearing makeup. She has on the white man's makeup. She has on the white man's jewelry. She's wearing the white man's teeth. She has the white man's tattoos on. She got the white man's BBL. Everything is the white man, but she's trying to tell you the white folks are bad. This is a luxury that Black folks have. Black people can indulge in everything white and condemn it at the same time, and no one says a word. Let's continue.
You actually were created from a genetic splicing program from one of our gods who was jealous of us. His name is Yakub. If you want to do the etymology or find out who this person is, he is one of the 24 scientists. He was one of the gods. He was one of the fallen gods. They weren't angels. They were gods. Okay? Y'all have blue veins from a genetic splicing program, which makes y'all single cell organisms. I have green veins from the gamma radiation that's hitting my planet, which comes from the sun, meaning that I am a smaller version of the larger chromosome, the largest orb, which is the sun. I am condensed sunlight, okay? I am the Hulk. That's where they get this shit from. Have green veins from the gamma radiation, just like the Hulk.
This girl, she's trying to say Hulk, but her veneers are too big, so she's saying Hulk. She's trying to say that she's the Hulk. And she's trying to say that the gamma radiation. Listen, y'all. When they said they didn't want slaves to read, this is why. This is why. This is it. This girl just said, now this girl took us on this journey And now we've arrived to the point where she's telling you that she's the Hulk. Because she got green veins from the gamma radiation. Oh my goodness.
Our spirit is just like the sun. See, y'all don't have a soul and a spirit. Y'all just have a spirit. We have a soul and a spirit because we are non-ether beings created from the melanin that's in the nighttime sky. From the Etherian cosmic mother. Yeah. Okay? Let's not forget. Okay? Again, we don't have hair. That's fur. We have ether. And y'all's whole genetic makeup later. We have a soul and a spirit because we are non-ether beings created from the melanin that's in the nighttime sky. From the Etherian cosmic mother. Yeah. Okay? Let's not forget. Okay? Again, we don't have hair. That's fur. We have ether.
Well, if y'all got ether, then why do y'all keep putting other people's non-ether on top of your ether? Why, if y'all got so much ether, why don't y'all ever have any edges? If y'all have so much ether, why don't y'all ever have any edges? Let y'all tell the ether don't have any borders. Ether is just continuous. Ether don't have any limits, but y'all got edges. So y'all ether only goes so far on y'all edge, on y'all scalp. Why is that? Why don't y'all have any edges, and why do y'all put other people's hair on top of your ether? Make it make sense.
And y'all's whole genetic makeup and species is about 28% Neanderthal, and we have less than 1% Neanderthal in our DEA. We are electromagnetic, multi-dimensional, 9 ether, carbon, melanated beings.
Well, here's my question to all my black hoteps and hotepstis. How did y'all get conquered by the white man? If y'all have all of the advantages from your skin, to your hair, to your biological makeup, to the sun, everything is created prosper. Then how in the world did the primitive white beast conquer you all? How did the primitive white beast conquer the melanated carbon 9 ether beings? Y'all said that white folks were walking on all fours in the caves. So what white cave person came up with the idea, let's go conquer the advanced civilization of human beings down there? What made them believe that with their sticks and stones, they could barely make fire? All they did was grunt and wear animal fur. What made them cavemen and women think we can conquer them down there? What were y'all showing them? Let's continue.
Again, y'all was cloned from us through Yakub. Cloning existed in the cosmos through a process called parthenogenesis. There was a group of 99 women, the Council of 99. They was like, shit, they want to create, they want to keep on doing it with themselves. So guess what? They created and cloned through a process called parthenogenesis and created your first god. And his name was Yakub, Satan. Okay?
So she said that the Council of 99 women created gods. So the 99 women created the gods. And the first one was named Yakub / Satan. Do y'all see a pattern here? How it doesn't have to even make any sense. It doesn't have to flow cohesively, none of that. You could just say it, and if it sounds good, roll with it. She said that white people are 28% Neanderthal. 28% Neanderthal. But when I go to the black community, that's where I see the most barbaric behavior or Neanderthalic behavior is in the black community, the most savage behavior. You go to any country where there's a bunch of black folks living there and it ain't good. I didn't say the islands. I said the countries. Island life is a little better, a little more simpler. The weather's good. You by the beach, a little simpler life. Go to them all. Go to them African countries. Tell me if you like them. Tell me how great the government's running.
But just to say, you know, we are not biologically the same. We are different, my love. Your molecular structures are different and they function different. And you can look at the vagina of a black woman and it looks different from any other race in the cosmos, in this multiverse. Okay? We have Henrietta Lack cells or Hella cells. Y'all have animal cells. That's why they've been putting human meat. People that look like me, they kill them, grind them up, put the shit in the meat all across America so that you guys can survive. Because without the melanin, you cannot be here. That's why.
So now this superior being is saying that her and her kind are being killed all over the country and fed to the primitive white people so they can survive. She just said that white people can't survive without melanin, so they have to eat black people. But she got face tattoos and a Tiffany necklace on, wearing Christian Dior, expensive purses, watches, driving a Mercedes, veneers in her mouth. Everything that's of the world, showing her body. Everything that these Instagram girls do, she does it. And I believe she probably was even a stripper. Honestly, and I look at her, she probably strips or used to be a stripper. I don't know. She got some kind of scam or hustle now, but she's probably a stripper, sex worker. All of that going on, but white people are primitive, and she's better than them. Let's continue. Somebody said OnlyFans, 100%.
Y'all are cooking and frying from this sun. Y'all just wait till the second sun comes, baby. The second son is not the second coming of Jesus. That's the problem. Y'all keep on believing this book that was created to enslave us. The second son is the second coming of the son. Anyway, the black women have immortal cells that does not die, but the other races die in 40 days. They're not going to teach you this shit in school. That's why we need our own educational systems. We need our own banking systems. We need our own curriculum.
You know what I find comical about black people having their own? Black folks have their own stuff. They just don't run it properly. And if you go to any city where there's some Moors there, go look at their little Moorish temple. Tell me how it looks. If you go to any city where the Moors are, go look at their Moorish temple and tell me how it looks. Black people own banks. The problem is black culture, because black culture is anti-God. That's the problem. So nothing that black folks do is going to prosper. None of it. Because what they're doing is anti-God.
We need a church that's going to teach when I'm teaching. But
could you imagine her being in charge of something? Okay, let's just say, for instance, for example, let's say this one right. Let's say she was in charge of Kansas. Let's say her right here. Let's say she ran the state of Kansas. Could you imagine what would happen to Kansas? Could you imagine what she'd be doing? She'd be terrorizing people. You think she's gonna be fair and just and peaceful? No, she gonna terrorize Kansas, cutting folks' heads off. Be like the Mad Queen.
again, your government is playing in all of our faces. Unless you've corrected your status and authenticated your birthrights, you're always going to be a slave to them, which citizen means slave. City means municipal. Zen means servant. So when you put those two words together, you got municipal servant of the United States government to be a fucking slave. And y'all think everything that I be talking every day for a whole fucking year is cap. It's because that y'all don't know what I know. Y'all only know what y'all grandma and y'all great grandma taught y'all. They've been fighting the same war for millions of years. They just keep changing the names of it. It's the same fucking war. We're trying to fight these demons, these draconians and reptilians for landing on our planet in 1492. Because that's when they came here. They invaded our land in 1492.
So I'm assuming Christopher Columbus is what she's talking about. So he was an alien. He was a reptilian. And he came to this planet in 14. Now, listen. Let me just let her finish.
They're trying to distract us. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to keep us so stuck into their matrix and into their system so that we cannot do what I'm doing every day, illuminating and trying to educate all of my people that look like me. I'm trying to educate y'all, but y'all figure, oh, well, she's being racist. No, sweetie, I'm not racist. Now, prejudice, yeah, I might be prejudiced, but I'm not a racist. Because some of my family looks like y'all. You feel me? Nothing racist about me, baby.
I forgot her name, and I can't. I forgot her name, but she got some kind of conscious name. But I was sent that video, and I just thought that this is how these people think. And again, it's magical thinking because it's not reality. Nothing that she's saying is reality. Everything in her life is provided by white people, from her car to her clothes, everything. Buying that black soap, going to the African shop, getting some black soap every now and then, get some hair products. Everything you do, 99% of it is from the white man. From the jewelry to the hair, to the BBL, to the tattoos, to the teeth, to the car, the house, everything white people. But let's continue. Let's continue.
Sometimes I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
Play it one more time. This is Pastor Manning.
It's been going on for some time. I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
And see, the problem is that what he said is spot on. Black people, out of all of the races on the planet, have the least amount of wisdom and discernment. You know why? Because black people base everything on appearance. So black people don't see the nuance in anything. All black folks see is skin color. Everything is about race with black people. Math is racist. This institution is racist. School is racist. The test are racist. Police racist. Government racist. Media racist. News. Black people only tunnel vision. What he said is spot on. They have no wisdom, no understanding, no discernment. This is the average black person. No kind of wisdom. They don't see the nuance in nothing. Everything is about race. Black people are carnal. It's all flesh.
I forget. I said don't lament. It's very different.
Nobody is lamenting to it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to give white people a pass for what they did to my.
Now hold on. This clip is from Locked In with Zaza. This clip is from Locked In with Zaza. I'm gonna play this clip. Y'all go over there if y'all go over there to Instagram and follow her. But Locked, I hope I'm saying it right. Locked In with Zaza. And she's on Instagram. I'm putting it up here on the screen. I got to come back on here because Instagram, I got to come back up because they cut me off in 2 minutes. So I'm just hop right back on. I'm about to hop right back on. Sorry, YouTube. Give me 1 second. But my question still remains, though. If black people are gods on the earth, then why are they hollering about oppression? It just doesn't make any sense. Why aren't they able to defeat the white man? You notice they put the white people at the lowest and put themselves on the top. So how can the top not beat the low? It just doesn't make any sense. But let's continue.
I didn't say forget. I said don't lament. It's very different.
Nobody is lamenting to it, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to give white people a pass for what they did to my people.
You don't even know what white is. We've already established that. You don't know the definition of white. You say white people are from Europe. I asked you about Elon Musk. I asked you, is Elon Musk an African American? He's a white man that was born in Africa who currently lives in America.
They all white.
And what, is he white or not?
Right, so
what is white people? What is white people?
Is Elon Musk white?
What you mean?
Because he's not from Europe.
Esau?
Yeah, what is Esau?
Or is he African American?
Red?
No, what do you consider white people?
The devil?
Mama, we don't lie.
That's racist. That's racist.
Do you see how freely black people can talk about white people with no consequence? Just you can go back and look at clips of your most racist white people talking in the 50s and 60s, and they weren't talking like this. You can go back and listen to clips and watch video footage of white people talking about black people, and they weren't talking like this. They weren't calling black people subhuman, mixed with dog and rat. They weren't talking like that. Y'all talking worse about white than white talked about black. That's a fact. We got video footage to prove that. This girl's mama just said they're devils. The other girl said they wasn't even human. Think about this now. Think about what black folks can get away with in 2023. Black folks can say anything. Let's continue.
If I had a white person on here who said he considers black people the devil, y'all would all be upset.
I mean, no, you can't be upset. It's just she lived in a totally different generation than we did.
But
that's
nonetheless, if a white person said that black people were the
generation.
devil, there would be an issue. And we know this.
No, devil
don't mean nothing but the
so you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Now, this girl said it would be okay for white people to call black people the devil. That's a lie. That's a lie. White people get condemned for saying the truth. Hold on, let's be honest. Let's be honest. White people get condemned for telling the truth. No racial slurs, no none of that. Just by telling the truth, white folks get condemned. No name calling, no. White people say, I've seen a black person doing this, and they get condemned. So this notion that white people can say what they want to say is a lie. It is a bold-faced lie. And most black folks are cowards. Because if a white person said what they said, they would be ballistic. I remember when Montrezl Harrell got into it with Luka Doncic a couple years ago. I think it was in the bubble. And he called him a slur, but it was kind of like you blank white boy. Right? But it got captured on cameras. Everybody was talking about how he said it. Everybody rushed to the defense of Montrezl Harrell saying a racist statement on the court. Montrezl Harrell brought up Luka Doncic's quote-unquote skin color, which nobody's white or black, but he tried to bring it up. And the media tried to cover for Montrezl Harrell. Stephen A. Smith even said, well, Luka Doncic is not white. He's from Europe. Now, let's flip it. Now, let's say Luka Doncic said, blank, black boy. The media is going into a frenzy. Then all of a sudden, he's white. He's not white when you bring up his color in a negative way, but if he brings up your color, he becomes white again. So y'all can't tell me that there's no such thing as black privilege. It's a lie. Black people got the thinnest skin, the most fragile egos, the most emotional on the planet. White people can't even tell y'all the truth without y'all crying and complaining. I remember when Trump said, what do you all have to lose? And y'all went into a frenzy. What you mean what we got to lose? We ain't trying to go back into slavery. All Donald Trump said was, what do y'all have to lose? Y'all been voting Democrat for 70 plus years and y'all ain't got nothing from it. What do y'all have to lose by voting for me? What you mean? That's so racist. Y'all went ballistic. But when Joe Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, y'all didn't say nothing. Y'all didn't say a word. Because y'all a bunch of cowards. Trump said, what you got to lose? And it's a very fair question because y'all losing. He's racist. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And y'all said we voting. Most of y'all said he was right. Let's continue.
Okay, well, white,
I'm the devil. I think you're the devil too. Stay away from you.
Devil means deceiver.
Black folks be so tough on social media. Black folks be so tough on social. Oh, you call me. I think you a devil. You call me. Yeah, right. Let's continue.
And white people are deceivers because that's what their history.
All white people. So you know every white person.
Not all white people.
All white people.
Yeah, that's racist.
I'm not saying all white people.
I am.
But
I'm prejudiced.
That's right.
So basically, what Locked In with Zaza was pointing out was that you're being hypocritical. For one, you're saying all white people. So you're labeling a whole group of people. There's no nuance when talking about, they just say white people. There's no nuance. There's no conservative white. There's no liberal white. There's no independent white. There's no crazy white, outlandish white, Eurocentric white, conscious white, esoteric white. Like, it's all different types of white people. But black people, white people. So again, she brings up a good point. And then she says, well, you saying all white people? They say, no, not all white people. Then change your language. Then say some white people. Say a few white people. Say the ones I've encountered. But guess what? That takes too much to do. They want lazy speech. They want lazy speech. Now, we got somebody on here, and I recorded a clip, and this person said that he agreed with Joe Biden saying that if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Now, I'm going to ask you all a question real quick. Would you consider a person a sellout if they said they agree with Joe Biden saying that if you don't vote for him, you ain't black? Would that be sellout worthy? Would that be sellout and coon worthy if a person said, I agree with Joe Biden saying that my blackness is tied to my vote for him? In other words, he's your master because he controls your blackness. So my question is, would that person be considered a sellout? Now, the person on my live right now on Instagram, literally, I recorded it because I couldn't believe he said it. I recorded it. He literally said, I agree with Joe Biden saying that if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Most black men y'all going to encounter, I'm sorry to say, they're going to be weak. They're going to be brainwashed. They're going to be indoctrinated. They're going to be weak and mindless sheep because they all have an excuse. If all else fails, they can point and blame the white man. That's most black men. Most black men are cowards. Most black men didn't want to get that shot, but they got the shot because their baby mama said get it, because their wife said get it, because their mama said get it, because their grandma said get it. Most black men took that shot because of what the women said. Most black men are weak. They're cowards. And to have the audacity to even want to speak after saying that you agree with Joe Biden saying if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. I started a whole campaign behind that. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's why I said, I ain't black, I'm free. Imagine being under that much mind control where you believe that your blackness is tied to a white man. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how nuts that is? Y'all never heard Donald Trump say, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Ever. You've only heard Donald Trump give praise to black people. You've never heard Donald Trump say anything negative about black people. But you heard Joe Biden say it multiple times. And you voted for him. You know why you voted for him? Because most black people are stuck in this psychosis. That's why I call it the Blatrix. It's programming overload to the extreme. A black person can't even exist without a white person. They can't even exist. They wouldn't know what to do. I ain't black, I'm free. It's crazy. But that was Locked In with Zaza. She had great content, great page. Y'all should go check her out. Yeah, it's called the Blatrix. It's called the Blatrix. And everybody talks about the 5 boys in the New York, the Central Park 5, but they admitted to doing it though. They admitted it. They admit, see this problem with black people, right? See, black people, this is black men. I'm gonna get on black men real quick. Real quick. Real quick. Those young men, young boys admitted to the crime. They admitted to doing it. One of them admitted to touching the girl. They admitted to being there. And if you go back during that time period, there were people of all races upset at what happened to that young lady. All races. It wasn't just Trump. It's easy to revisit history from the bliggity black lens. I don't do that. So again, we're going to deal with facts about the case. There's a difference between somebody having an opinion about a group of people and someone telling a whole group of a nation of people, if y'all don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's something totally different. The black church is an extension of communism. So you're right. It would probably happen in the black church because the black church is communism. So again, we're going to speak in context. We don't do bliggity black stuff on this page. We just don't do it. We deal with the facts. Those young men said they did it. But I can go right now on my page and show y'all countless of incidents of black people doing crimes and getting off, getting released. It's easy. It's everywhere. And folks that follow me know when I do my little videos with the police and how people get caught with kilos of cocaine, don't nothing happen to them. Shoot somebody, get out of jail. Wait, it's crazy stuff. Black folks getting away with murder, literally. That's right, facts over feelings. We don't do the bliggity black stuff over here, though. Not over here. Not over here, we don't do it. You know why we don't do it?
Sometimes I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
The reason why he's here, Zaza, is because he is an agent of chaos and destruction. He's the same person that said he agrees with Joe Biden when Joe Biden says that you're not black if you don't vote for him. He agrees with illegal immigration, even though all the studies show that illegal immigration affects black men's employment the most. I deal with facts. Most of these liberal black men are nothing but either they're communists or they're communists and they're LGBTQ. The average, the liberal black man is going to be communist and most of the time LGBTQ. So if you notice, most of your black men talking that bliggity black stuff, if you're really digging between that and then they pass, they messing with some men. You can look at all your prominent black leaders and they either messing with children or messing with the same sex. I've done this several times on my page. I bring up y'all best and y'all brightest, and most of them dibbing and dabbing. Most of them dibbing and dabbing. Oh yeah, and also, not only does he agree with what Joe Biden said, not only does he agree with all these policies, but he also agrees with the shot. He also agrees with the snake bite. But you know why?
It's been going on for some time. I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
Yes, they still wear, he still wears a mask. Yes, he still wears a mask. I think he's on his 6th shot. I don't think it's him anymore. I think it's a lizard or alien talking to me. I don't think he's in there no more, to be honest with you. To be honest with you, I don't think he's even in there anymore.
Listen to what he said. He said, when I got a problem, I'ma slide right through. Of course I walk by faith, but I drive by too. Some people need to know that if they keep putting their mouth on you, of course I'll walk by faith, but I'll drive by too. Either y'all can't fight or y'all fronting. Cause let somebody put their mouth or touch your kids. Of course I walk by faith, but I drive by too. Jersey twerk, battle rapper.
Now keep in mind, this guy's a pastor and he's quoting a battle rapper named New Jersey Twerk. Now this is a pastor preaching in front of a congregation, and listen to what he is saying. The black church is going to be the gateway to the Antichrist. Make no mistake about it. What the black church is a cesspool for Satan. The black church is an extension of the Democratic Party. It's an extension of communism. It's an extension of the LGBTQs. The black church is the cesspool of Satan. But listen to this guy. Listen to him.
Listen to what he said. He said, when I got a problem, I'ma slide right through. Of course I walk by faith, but I drive by too. Some people need to know that if they keep putting their mouth on you, of course I'll walk by faith, but I'll drive by too. Either y'all can't fight or y'all fronting. Cause let somebody put their mouth or touch your kids. Of course I walk by faith, but I drive by too. Jersey twerk, battle rapper. This
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Can't make it up.
Well, you know we've been discriminated against. Will you shut up? You know they had us here as slaves, you know. They brought us from Africa. My God! You say that one more time, I'm going to choke you. One more time. If I hear that one more time out of you, I'm going to choke your tongue out your mouth. Well, let me repeat. Let me repent for that. Lord, forgive me for saying I'm going to choke somebody.
Everybody talks about Republicans, right? How could the Republicans appeal to black people? How? Think about it. How can Republicans appeal to black people? What policy could Republicans share with black folks that black folks say, okay, we're going to vote Republican now? Or even independents? What could any other political party do to get the black vote that doesn't involve that party selling their soul? Black people have created an inescapable conundrum because black people are asking other groups to appeal to them, but they're also asking that group to sell their soul in the process. They're not going to do it. What's the purpose? The Democratic Party doesn't mind degeneracy and decadence. They don't care about it. Black people have been conditioned to want degradation, decadence, death, destruction, and damnation. That is what Black culture wants. That is the appetite of Black culture. That's what it wants. It doesn't want anything that's going to be helpful. You cannot help Black people. And I said this before, you cannot help Black people. You can't do it. Because what Black folks are asking for goes against God's word. Black folks are asking for a free pass. Black folks are asking to be able to do wrong and have no consequence. That's what Black folks are asking for. Black folks are asking for the very same thing that the children of Israel were asking for when they were headed to the promised land. The same way that Black folks was harassing Moses is the same way they're going to harass leaders today. Let us sin in peace, Moses. They said, Moses, let us sin in peace or send us back to Pharaoh. To even think that Black people need something special is satanic. It is. Black people need God, not some kind of program or some kind of handout. Black people need God. That's the problem. Let's continue. Let's continue.
I really have no time to explain this. Our government has been charged with a crime, a danger to humanity. As of right now, we have no government. So the planetary judge is forcing our government to give the rightful owners back their land, which is us. The planetary judge is ordering us right now to stop calling ourselves Black African American.
Who is this planetary judge? Who is this planetary judge that Black folks have never seen? This planetary judge is forcing the government to do something. But the other lady says on her, this came from her page, that Black folks were superheroes and gods. So how are y'all gods and goddesses, but you can't get your land back? How are you all gods and goddesses, but you cannot get your land back? We have to make this make sense. This doesn't make any sense.
Also, to shut down Black Lives Matter. Because in the law dictionary, the word Black and African American is patterned as we're dead already. So the planetary judge want us to go by our nationality, Hebrew Israelite, Moor. America is not America. The real name for America is Mary. You go look up the Freedom of Information Act to find out the other stuff you need to know. The reason why they've been charged with a danger to humanity is because the flesh pit that they found, the flesh pit that they found in Texas, they did a DNA sample on it. And the DNA come back 9 series. We the only people on earth that has 9 series DNA. Well, the Bible said we came from the dirt. So, with that being said, they've been charged with a danger to humanity because we have served 400 years as indentured service to this country. We're in debt because our government, Washington, D.C., is an entity that's not a part.
Of course, he's smoking a blunt. Of course, he's smoking a blunt.
Of our country. They've been ordered to get off these lands. Now, right now, our own country is setting up a war against the citizens of the country. They don't want to give us our land back. They don't want to free us either. So that's why you're seeing all these factories being burnt up, trains derailing, water getting bad, because they know they have to give us our land back. They've been ordered to leave this land.
What I find interesting about this is that y'all can't get your land back. This man is talking about some planetary judge that's ordering the government to act right. This is magical thinking. And a friend of mine says it's just magical. That's what it is, the magical mind of the Negro. Just you'll make up anything to fit the delusion. This is insane. Some planetary judge is making the government, let me guess, give black folks their land back.
The planetary judge has ordered us to stop paying bills, going to work, because they have to pay us reparations. Africa, China, and Russia is about to go against America for them to free us.
Now, imagine the narcissism, the level of delusion and narcissism to think that all this stuff going on in the world is about black people. And black folks can't read, can't write, or do math. Black folks are still hollering about they're oppressed. Black folks have the highest abortion rate, the highest homicide rate, the highest STD rate, the highest disease rate. Black people are ranking first in everything that's bad. But the whole world is concerned about a group of people killing themselves. Can you imagine the narcissism in that? The demonic, satanic level of narcissism to think that you are that important. You are sitting in your car on your lunch break, probably on your lunch break, all kind of stuff, your radio going off, you ain't answering it. You in your car smoking a blunt, and you believe that Africa, China, and Russia is thinking about you. It's called magical thinking, the magical mind of the Negro.
Sometimes I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
Listen, Go Empress, black people ain't getting nothing back. Nothing. Black people, I said this 3 years ago, black people are going back into slavery because they're going to have a fourth industrial revolution. That revolution is going to revolutionize the entire planet. They are going to get rid of everything we've ever known and give us a whole new system. Black people are going back to slavery because black people want communism. Black people want socialism. Black people want things that are destructive. Black people will not get any type of land back. My family has land and had land on their own with no government involvement. So my family has land and has land with no government involvement. Black people are going to get nothing but chains. They're going to get digital chains. Most black folks are jabbed up, snake bitten, consumer property, still wearing a mask. So if you believe that black folks are going to get their land back, you're insane. Black folks are still wearing the mask. Black folks are defending TD Jakes. Black folks are still worshiping Barack Obama. Black folks still believe that one drop of blood makes somebody black. There will be no freedom for black people. Black people are going to sow, going to reap what they have sown. Black folks ain't finna get nothing. Y'all been talking about this for years. This whole black rhetoric stuff came from the communist Jews over there in Europe. They created all this stuff. All this black empowerment, all this black esoteric stuff, that stuff came from over in Europe from the communists to give black people hope and delusion. If you lost your land, you don't deserve it. If somebody took your land, you don't deserve it because God said go in there and possess the land. See, what black folks want to do is black folks want to bypass what God said and do it their way. Black folks' way is never going to work. So if you lost your land, you deserve to lose it. My family didn't lose their land. I can trace my family back to the indigenous and all that. We can go back to Oklahoma. We can go back to Arkansas, Georgia. We can trace Virginia. We can trace it all back. They didn't lose their land. So if you lost your land, you deserve to lose it. There's no way you could be following God and lose the land. So the fact that black folks lost their land lets me know they wasn't following God. You don't deserve your land back. You don't deserve your land back because you lost your land being disobedient. That's how you lost your land, being disobedient, being decadent. Thank you, Clyde. White people lost land in the Civil War too. Warrior's Dream said, Proverbs 2, verse 21, chapter 2, verse 21, for the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. Thank you, Warrior's Dream. Proverbs 2 and 21, for the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. So if you lost your land, if the white folks took your land, according to the scripture, you wasn't upright. You didn't have any integrity. I've never read this scripture, but go back to what I said previously a couple of seconds ago. I said, if you lost your land, it was because you was being disobedient. You don't deserve your land back. The prodigal son left with his inheritance. He went to the city, which a lot of these black folks did. A lot of these black folks sold what they have to go live the city life. The prodigal son left his father and brother and went to the city, spent all his money, and he came back. When he came back, his father gave him the ring and the robe and embraced him. I love you. He cried, all that. But guess what? He didn't own nothing. When the prodigal son returned, he didn't own nothing. Remember, he smoked his inheritance in the city. with the thoughts and the heathens. But when he came back to his father, he didn't own that. So now the rest of his days would be spent working for his father. And then when he passed, working for his brother. Welcome to what happened to black people. Y'all ain't getting nothing. Nothing. Proverbs 2:21. For the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. I said it. I said
it. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing.
Now, you said I didn't feel there was any hope. No, there is hope. I said black folks ain't getting their land back. Now, black folks can go buy some land. I didn't say there wasn't no hope. I'm very clear in what I said. I said if black people lost their land, it was because they disobeyed God. That's what I said. So the world's hope don't depend on black folks getting their land back. The world's hope don't depend on black folks. That's called magical thinking. That's called magical thinking. Y'all had y'all chance. Black folks had their chance. And they squandered it.
New thing called classism. It's racism's cousin. This is what we do to hold people back. This is what we do. And we got this other thing that's also been working for a long time where you don't have to be racist anymore. It's called self-hate. It works on itself. It's like real estate of racism. Where just like that, when someone comes up and says something like, I am a God, everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was, a God. I just told you. That's who I think I am. Would it have been better if I had a song that said, I am a nigga? Or if I had a song that said, I'm a gangster? Or if I had a song that said, I am a pimp?
It'd have been more believable. Those songs would have been more believable. You saying you a God ain't believable, Kanye, because you were just crying about your child. You couldn't see your child. You couldn't go to your child's birthday, but you were God. Now your baby on stage with you. You don't want your child on Twitter, but she can go on stage with you. There's no way in the world I would have my child exposed at no concert on no stage with all them heathens and demons around. Ain't no way in the world I'd have my child in that kind of environment. So yes, Kanye, if you'd have said you was a gangster and all that, yeah, it'd be more believable. You can't say y'all that you a God and you crying and complaining about somebody treating you wrong. If you was really a God, you wouldn't have lost your stuff. If you're really a God, then these mere peons couldn't affect you.
All those colors and patinas fit better on a person like me, right? But to say you are a God, especially when you got shipped over to the country.
What did she say? Christina Miller said, considering the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, you manage it and truly own nothing. Exactly. Thank you, Christina. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. This all belongs to the Most High God, not you all. But guess what? Black folks were poor stewards of the land because y'all got conquered by an inferior race of people. Let y'all tell it. So y'all were poor stewards.
this. If Jesus is black, I ain't going to heaven, because heaven it would be if Jesus is a black man, heaven is a ghetto, and they're up there shooting now and living on food stamps. If Jesus is black, that's what heaven gonna be like, and I ain't going. I ain't not if Jesus is black, because heaven gonna be a ghetto. They'll be shooting, robbing, murdering, playing loud music at night, and won't work. If Jesus is black, I ain't going. I'm not going to heaven. No, sir. No.
And again, if you want generational wealth, then it's your job to create it. If you want if black people want generational wealth, then create the generational wealth. Black folks are spending $1.8 trillion a year. You don't have a leg to stand on in this argument. If you want the generational wealth, then stop spending money on foolishness and invest in your legacy and your children and your grandchildren. I'm drinking the Mountain Valley spring water. What's up, Anita? The Mountain Valley spring water. But this notion that the government has to give black people something is insanity, or that white people have to give black people something is insanity. If you want something on this earth, then give it to God. Show God you're really serious by helping others achieve the goals that you want. How about that? How about that? How about y'all, instead of wanting to be gods and goddesses, how about y'all, whatever y'all want out of this world, y'all help somebody else achieve it? How about you do that? Everything you believe in God for, let's see it in action. Put yourself and be of service to somebody else. Black folks, the most selfish group on the planet. Don't think about nobody else. Don't think about being of service or being a steward. All black folks think about is me, 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 me. That's why y'all ain't got nothing, because you're selfish. Your heart is wicked. You're selfish. Come on. Let's continue.
Why are you doing so bad?
Because we do not worship God in our own image and likeness. You're not supposed to worship other people's images. It's the first commandment in the Bible. I don't know how they do this, but they do it. You know God's name, really, and it's not yours? How did you manage to do that? You don't know your name, but you know God's name.
So that's the root of all this confusion?
Of all of this, yes. Where are the African gods? Did they leave us on our journey over here? Where are the African gods?
Why are we doing so bad?
Because we do not worship God in our own image and likeness. You're not supposed to worship other people's images. It's the first commandment in the Bible.
You are not supposed to worship an image. Black people don't have any wisdom or discernment because they make everything about appearance. It's all flesh. You're not supposed to worship an image. Y'all don't know what God looks like.
The Bible. I don't know how they do this, but they do it. You know God's name, really, and it's not yours? How did you manage to do that? You don't know your name, but you know God's name.
So that's the root of all this confusion.
Of all of this, yes. Where are the African gods? Did they leave us on our journey over here? Where are the African gods? Will we know them when they suddenly appear? The ones dismissed with voodoo, rock and roll, and all that jazz. And jungle mumbo jumbo. And razzmatazz. Where are the African gods who live within the skin? Within the skin, without the skin, and in the skin again. Do they hide among the shadows while we stumble on the way?
Sometimes I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
So the funny thing about black people is black folks pay so much homage to Africa. And I'm like, clearly y'all ain't been to Africa. If you go to Africa, you're going to have a whole different idea about Africa. Trust me. You're going to be like, wait a minute. Y'all pay homage to them. They don't pay homage to y'all. Y'all think they conscious and woke. They're not. They know less than y'all. They actually know less than you all know. They over there skin bleaching, murdering. The government is corrupt. I can go down a list about Africa and let y'all tell it. Africa should be a paradise, but it's not. It's a harsh, cold, and cruel reality. It's a harsh, cold, and cruel reality. Y'all have built this fantasy, imaginary place called Africa, and it don't exist. Y'all will go over there and get your feelings hurt. Let me find, did I get that one? Let me go to the last one.
1, the black woman is God. And 2, what makes the black woman God? Why is she God? So do y'all know that the black woman is the only woman, the only living thing on this planet that can perform parthenogenesis? Parthenogenesis is having the ability to reproduce on its own. It don't need no sperm. And only the black woman has that shit. Only her.
Have y'all ever seen a queen do an immaculate conception? Have y'all ever seen a queen do an immaculate conception? That is, have a child with no involvement from a man. Have y'all ever seen it? Never. Ever. But they got the ability to do it. If black women could have their own children, they would do it. Trust me. If black women had the power to procreate without a man, they would do it. Just that simple. It wouldn't even be a thought. Let's continue.
Oh, and the black woman has the X and the Y chromosome. Only her. And H3O2 is only found in the black woman's breast milk and in fruits. Yes, the black woman was the first thing ever created from source. We talking about the black woman's soul. Why you think?
And what's crazy is that this is why I say that most black folks are under demonic possession, because most black folks agree with what he is saying. They agree with, they just accept it like it's true. He looked half crazy. He looked half crazy. Your eyes open that wide for what reason? He looked surprised. He looked scared. He looked intrigued all at once. Why is his eyes that wide? For what reason? He's crazy.
They named the state California after the goddess Queen Khalifa. And you know they don't like to put us on the cover of shit. What do they know about you?
They don't like to put us on the cover of, if you go to the grocery store, my bad, go to Walgreens, go to Rite Aid, go to the grocery store, go to the magazine section, and just look how many black faces you see on the magazines. Go look at the sides of buses, inside the train, billboards. Black people are plastered all over these cities and the magazines, and they in all the movies. Black folks are 12% of the population, and I would venture to say get most of the representation in the country. Black folks are 12% of the population, but get most representation in this country.
That you don't, goddesses. Hey, to all my goddesses out there, man, I love y'all. We've been through hell and back on this planet, but we still here. Sub to my YouTube at Alchemist JP for more.
This man that called himself an alchemist. I'm done. Alchemist JP ain't been in there school, a cat man. Christina Miller says California is after the goddess Kali, a Hindi god. It is where we get thug from. Kali thugs, Hindu robbers. Let me see. See something real quick. California is named after let's see what comes up. The most commonly believed origin is from a mythical character, Queen Calafia, created by Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo, created in his romantic thriller, The Adventures of Esplandian, published in 1510. In this fictional tale, Queen Calafia was an Amazon warrior queen who ruled over the island of California. Yo. Yeah. So hold on. So come to find out that this Queen Calafia is a fictional character, and black folks that ran with it. And the woman's from the Amazons. The man came up with this in the 1500s. Not thousands of years ago. This is the 1500s. This is crazy. So the etymology of California again, Hale concluded that when Spanish explorers came upon the Baja California Peninsula, They named it California after the fictional island in Montalvo's book, because explorers thought the peninsula was an island east of the Indies, similar to the island described in Montalvo's novel. So, sorry, black people, it wasn't Queen Khalifa. Y'all made that up. Listen, you all, I love y'all. It's not true. It's not true. It's a fictional. They named it based on a fictional book in the 1500s. So it's not nothing to do with these Negroes. I'm sorry. But before I go, let's go through Pastor Manning real quick.
He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help. When they were in Africa, they didn't do nothing. Well, you know we've been discriminated against. Will you shut up? You know they had us here as slaves, you know. They brought us from Africa. My God! You say that one more time, I'm going to choke you. One more time. If I hear that one more time out of you, I'm going to choke your tongue out your mouth. Well, let me repeat. Let me repent for that. Lord, forgive me for saying I'm going to choke somebody. Sometimes I've been around black folk all my life, and I'm telling you that they are devoid of wisdom and understanding. They're good at sex and sports, but after that, they don't have understanding about the world.
And I will conclude on that note. They don't have wisdom or understanding. They have no understanding about the world. Warrior's Dream said, Proverbs 2:21, for the upright will inhabit the land, and those with integrity will remain in it. If you lost your land, black people, it's because you were not upright. You didn't have any integrity. That's why you lost your land. So to get your land back is going to take you being upright and you having integrity, not you groveling and begging for someone to give you something. God instructs us to go in there and possess the land. But to possess the land, you must be upright and you must have integrity. So really, black people, your land issue is an issue of character, not racism, not white supremacy, but character. You lost your land because you were disobedient, you were decadent, and you were degenerates. You believed in death, destruction, and damnation. Listen, I love you all. Thank y'all so much. I will be back on probably Wednesday, but I thank you all so much for tuning in today. I love y'all. The super stickers. Thank you so much, Cruise Missile. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Randall Hampton, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you so much. And Star Baby, Proverbs 10:29. I'm going to look it up. But thank you, Star Baby, so much. I love you all. I want y'all to have these happy holidays. Some of you all may celebrate Christmas. Some of y'all may not. I don't know. But I want y'all to have a happy time with your family and your loved ones. And hopefully y'all will have a blessed time during these holidays. I love y'all. Thank y'all and good night.